She certainly healed, but Sia still seemed to be fast asleep, drained from the evolution. What happened to her? It wasn't the same as my evolution, Aaron asked. Did something go wrong to cause her to scream like that? Before Edward had answered, Quinn had used his inspection skill to get his answer. Banshee. Banshees are known as the harbingers of death. When one of them comes into this world, including themselves, they let out an almighty scream to announce it. But this is not the only time they will do so. The reason for their name is because they can tell when one of their family members has died. They too announce this with a scream or a cry. Banshees can commonly predict death in their families and glimpse distorted futures. This comes to them in different ways. Whispers, visions, and other means may be used by some. A banshee seeing such a sign does not guarantee that it will occur, as the future may always be modified. It's only one of the options they're considering. A banshee, Edward said. Most families have one, as they are quite good at predicting the death in their own families. It helps them make certain decisions sometimes. Though due to her scream, I'm sure the others will know that another has come into this world by now. The two girls decided to take Sia out and rest with her in another room until she was okay. After that, Layla and the two girls would try to figure out the new bodies they had been given. Seeing what differences they had, Quinn had offered to help and guide them with the system's knowledge, but Layla insisted it was not needed. She was sure he would be busy with other things, and Layla had learned a lot about the different vampire types while in school. On top of this, there was a library even in the castle that they could use. She didn't want to get in the way. After that was done, all the boys decided to sit back at the table. The three that had entered couldn't help but notice Leo's change. They knew something had happened, but decided not to say anything. So have you decided what to do yet, or come up with a plan? Quinn asked. Not yet, Logan replied. I and Vorden are pretty sure we want to keep our powers. For both of us, it's not an option for us to lose. So what we are stuck on is either to pretend that we have been turned into vampires and stay here, or lose our memories and head back. The news saddened Quinn quite a bit, because he didn't want them to lose their abilities. At the same time, though, he couldn't imagine not being with them. Don't look so down, Quinn, Vorden said. We still have some time until school starts again, so we don't have to make an immediate decision. You're the leader of this place, so as long as we don't leave this planet before we decide one of those things, then there won't be any trouble, right? They turned to Edward for confirmation, and he seemed to agree. There is something we wanted to bring up with you, though, Quinn, Logan said as he turned to Vorden. At that moment, Vorden reached down from below and placed something on the table. For a second, Edward looked at the thing on the table, confused, but as for Quinn, he knew what it was. Brother is always so gentle with me, but he has to remember I still have a strong body, Vorden said. He was the same size as a puppy, but looked just like another human, moving well. Vorden had finally woken up. He was wearing clothing that had been specially made by Logan, so he still looked the part. Is he permanently like this then? Quinn asked. For now, I've done a few tests with some of the things here, and doesn't seem like he will get any worse, or better for that matter. But this does seem to be permanent if nothing is done, Logan replied. Thank you for helping us in the fight, Vorden, Quinn said. You helped us save both of them and the lives of all the others. Vorden started to blush as he was being praised and was rubbing the back of his head. My brother's friends are friends of mine. I was glad I could help. When Vorden turned around, though, he could sense that a certain set of eyes were being darted into his back, and those were the eyes of Leo. The others couldn't see it, but Leo could sense it. The little puppy-sized figure on the table had the aura of a Dalki. Leo, it's hard to explain, but it's on our side, Quinn said. I know, Leo replied, with his arms still folded. If I didn't, it would have been sliced to pieces by now. What did he say? Vorden shouted angrily, but it was hard to take such a small figure seriously. But in its anger, it had